This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy. Your local electric cooperative is looking out for you. And by Munson Healthcare Cadillac Rehab Services.
Welcome back to the game of the week here at Veterans Memorial Stadium on 26 Sports and CCTV. Tie ball game between the Cadillac Vikings and the John Glenn Bobcats. 13 all, 2nd and 8. We pick up action. I'm Derek Tate alongside Bill Dooley. And here's the option. Lamont gives to Cochran. Cochran almost losing his jersey there, dragging a couple Bobcat defenders for a gain of 5.
Quick hitter up the middle. Cochran limping just a little bit going back into the huddle, but the Vikings are going to, looks like they're going to get right up to the line here. It's 3rd down and 4. They're probably in 2-down territory here on the 40-yard line of the Bobcats. They need to get down to the 37-yard line.
Here's Lamond on 3rd and 4. Give goes right side to Cochran. Cochran looked like he was going to pick up the first, but then was stacked up by a couple Bobcat defenders. It looks like he's going to be just short, so it looks like we're going to have a big 4th and short here at the 11-minute mark.
Yeah, he's, what is that, maybe about less than a yard to go. Could be time for Mr. Razio, huh?
Mr. Razio tap.
Little tap.
Lamont just give him a tap on one of the hips, and they are going to go to that
right
quarterback
side,
sneak.
Right side.
And he's got the first down. Again, Razio clearing a lane, and that's enough to move the sticks. 4 for 4 on QB sneak attempts on 3rd or 4th and short.
Yeah, the down lineman for Glenn was on the left shoulder of Razio, and they ran it to the right. So they obviously Lamond is tapping him, and they're going right, and beautiful play. I mean, it's working.
And you see this, the Cadillac faithful, a packed Veterans Memorial Stadium. They clap in approval. 1st down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Vikings trying to get the go-ahead score. Pitch goes to Carter Harsh, right side, trying to bounce it outside. And there's not much doing. The Bobcats defense does a great job stringing that one out, led by the quarterback and safety, Joe Long.
Yeah, and Colin Johnson was trying to do his job in the block, but there was just too many white jerseys there for him to block.
I feel like they've seen more success sweeping to the left than sweeping to the right. And maybe it just has to do with that offensive line along the left side. They've done a great job clearing the lane for Cochran on the night, also for Colin Johnston. Here's 2nd and 7. Cochran on the carry, navigating through traffic. Noah Cochran, hard running, tough-nosed football. That's another 1st down for the Vikings. Noah Cochran, a beautiful game thus far.
Yeah, and Cameron Eager tried to wrap him up, but Cochran, he is determined right now. I mean, the Vikings have a nice sustained drive going. We've got an injured player for the Bobcats. And while they're attending to him, Derek, I was on my sponsors about halfway through, and I remember I had just did Bauman and Rogers, so we're up to Pizza Plus, your homegrown pizza and subs for 50 years. Tasty treat in Lake City. Stop by before the football game and pick up some yummy treats. Builder's First Source in Cadillac, all your flooring needs. Lake City and McBain Family Pharmacies, all your prescription and vaccinations. And LC Materials, our concrete experts here. And I just took advantage of their expertise a couple weeks ago, pouring a slab in my driveway. And then we want to, our presenters one more time, Munson Healthcare, Cadillac Hospital, Wolverine Power Cooperative, and Great Lakes Energy. So thank you so much to all of our sponsors. And like I said, if you're out and about and pay them a visit, let them know that you really appreciate them stepping up, putting their money, where their mouth is, and helping out the My News 26 and CCTV.
Well, such a great production run from across the board, and we're not able to do it without our sponsors, so we do thank you very much. As that was Mason Bankundo, who jogged off on his own power. We've got 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line, and Tip Baker's in at fullback, and he gets the call. Look at Tip Baker dragging defenders inside the 10-yard line. Tip Baker with a dislocated shoulder. Beautiful bit of run, and it's going to be 1st and goal.
Derek, that was one of the most exciting runs, even though it was straight up the middle, a quick hitter. I mean, he spun, he drug defenders, and then he finished it off by just saying, I thought he was going into the end zone. I mean, it was incredible.
Shades of Larry Zonka, Mike Allstott, 1st and goal Vikings. Give goes Cochran. And a couple Bobcat defenders led by number 67. That's Cameron Eager once again, dragging him down, but a gain of 3. And the Vikings are knocking on that door.
You would have to get your former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Allstott in there, wouldn't you? Huh?
Oh, the A-Train.
Oh, yeah.
Poof, poof. That was a great run by Tip Baker.
Yes.
Here we got 2nd and goal at the 2. Lamont.
Movement.
A little bit of
Not
movement.
enough. Not enough.
Reset, 2nd and goal. Lamont. He's going to do a quarterback keeper, cutting it upfield. Looked like a little bit of miscommunication on that play. And Bryce Friedenberg in the backfield, and that's going to stop that for no gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that play didn't look like it was firing on all cylinders right from the beginning. And, that you don't want to get negative yardage when you're down this close. This is a critical play for the Vikings. They need to finish.
3rd and goal at the 2. Lamont under center. Lamont gives Cochran, touchdown Vikings! Noah Cochran puts an exclamation point on that drive, and the Vikings retake the lead.
And that is ball control, clock control, kind of getting back to the beginning of the game, Derek, when the Vikings were marching down the field and moving that D-line, and hats off to the Cadillac offensive line. They did an awesome job this time.
Noah Cochran's first touchdown of this 2019 season. Libby Lloyd saw her last extra point bounce off the post, and that one is blocked. It looked like the snap hold never really got straightened out or executed properly, and 2 missed extra points. So now the Vikings do take the lead, but it leaves the door open for the John Glenn Bobcats as they trail 19-13 with 8:56 remaining in this contest.
And Libby Lloyd had been perfect coming to this game. The first misses of the season for her, but that was not her fault. That was a poor snap, and in the whole, they were basically just getting it on the tee when she was moving up to it. So, but like you said, mark that one down. That could be a big point later on in the game.
Special teams oftentimes comes into play in close games, and this one has been close from the get-go.
All right, our TV crew tonight. Down on the field, we have Caden Darrow. And up here in the stands, our up cameras are Damian Brooks and Abby Danforth. In the van, we have Director Hannah Crouch, along with our replay specialist, Miley Hilkowski. And then our intern, Dylan McCall, is roaming the sidelines and the stadium, looking for an unsuspecting camera person, right?
Actually, I see it right now.
Oh,
Dylan's actually working cam
Dylan's
down on the field.
All right.
Attaboy, Dylan, as we have Colin Hess kicking off, and this one taken by number 20, Ethan Buzzard. And Buzzard dragged down just past the 25-yard line. So here we go, 6-point deficit. Bobcats trying to take their first lead of this game. And Joe Blong has been connecting all night with Rory O'Hare. They've got 2 touchdowns through the air. They need a third potentially to be able to take the lead in this one.
You might see a little double coverage on O'Hare in this last
think.
drive. Ethan Buzzard is a 5'7", 158-pound junior. Like to get as many names in here as possible.
Nice return from Buzzard. 4 wide receivers, 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Now an empty set, but looks like there is movement, and that one's going to be on the Vikings.
Looks like Clayton McKinley potentially, number 58.
That's a 5th encroachment call, 3 on the Bobcats, 2 on the Vikings tonight, so a lot of pre-snap penalties. We're still early in this season. I mean, considering that the Bobcats have only played 1 quarter of football heading into this game, pretty impressed with what they've done on both sides of the football.
Yep, I agree.
Now 1st and 5. Long working out of the shotgun. Give goes to Caleb Christie. Christie almost a headbutt there, and the ball is loose. Tip Baker. Baker with the hit, the strip, and the recovery. If they said that his progress was not stopped.
That's the only thing, yes. Now they must be calling it because I'm sure Glenn is going to be arguing that his forward momentum has stopped.
And there is a big discussion. Head referee trying to figure this out. And it's fumble forced by Tip Baker. You're talking about a guy that is playing injured. I cannot go on and on enough about the performance that we've seen from this young man.
Yeah, and he has put on some serious hits, at least 3 of them, 3 or 4 hits that is just, we're up here cringing on some of those.
Tip Baker, a dominant performance on the defensive side of the football tonight. Right there coming up with a crucial hit and forced fumble and the recovery. A hat trick on that specific play sets up the Vikings with great field position, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Lamond gives Cochran, and Cochran nothing doing there. Number 46, Nathan Jacobs on the stop for the Bobcats. Minimal gain will bring up 2nd and 9.
And also Austin Dinauer finished him up too, so good job there by both those players.
Cochran's been a handful tonight. Got to be flirting with 100 yards rushing.
I would think so.
And we got Lamond working under center, trying to bleed the clock. 8:13 remaining with a 6-point lead. 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. Counter to Colin Johnston. And Johnston met by 3 Bobcats. They stack him up at the 33-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, so the Vikings may be going in the wrong direction.
There's been quite a few holds on the Cadillac offense tonight. I'm fearing that this may be another hold.
There is a discussion and likely a decision to be made here by Joe Long and head coach Werner. And yes, it is a holding on the Cadillac Vikings. And that'll back up Cadillac all the way to the 45-yard line.
2nd down in about 19.
2nd down, 19, 20, a long 19. A back-breaking penalty, though, for the Vikings, who look like they could add to their 6-point advantage. Lamond resets. Lamond, option to the left side. He gives to Cochran, and this time the Bobcats defense swarmed to make the stop.
46, Nathan Jacobs again was one of them on the hit.
Nathan Jacobs has had himself a busy night.
He's a senior.
The senior flirting with double-digit tackles. And they're trying to get the ball back for Joe Blong in this offense.
Vikings with that 6-point lead. The clock is ticked down to 7:15.
3rd and 19 for the Cadillac Vikings. Lamond under center. And there's the pitch left to Colin Johnston. Johnston slips a tackle, but then Joe Blong able to hold him up and wait for the cavalry to come in. And that's going to be a gain of 3, well shy of the 1st down marker. So a big stop despite the turnover, but really the penalty is what broke the momentum on that drive for the Vikings.
Yeah, and Cameron Eager was the first one to slow up Johnson to allow Long to make the tackle, and he's been pursuing well tonight from the backside.
He's had a good, busy night over on that right defensive end spot, where he's had to deal with big old number 76, Ryan Wood. Here is the punt from Colin Hess. And
look at this.
I don't blame him at all, trying to kick it away from Rory O'Hare. And Huang yet again down in coverage, downs that ball at the 2-yard line. And the special teams for the Cadillac Vikings, I know they've missed a couple extra points, but the punt coverage has been A++ tonight.
Alan Huang has definitely got a game ball with his name somewhere in there. He's been just his speed.
Hustle.
His hustle and speed. Boy, coaches got to love that when they see that every play.
And we know that Rory O'Hare has the speed to find pay dirt, but they've got 98 yards to go to take the lead with 6:17 remaining in regulation. Long working out of the shotgun. Here's a screen set up to Rory O'Hare, and Barczewski on the stop, but that gives them a little bit of breathing room. Gain of 8. That'll make it 2nd and 2.
Basically, what you've got is a running play, just getting in O'Hare's hand, and it's those two have got that play down.
We saw one go through the hands of O'Hare a little bit earlier, but they clearly want to get the ball to him in space. And that was actually a gain of 6, so check that. 2nd and 4 for the Bobcats. Give goes to Caleb Christie up the middle. He's got the first down and dragged down by a host of Vikings defenders just shy of the 15-yard line. Leading the charge looked like number 11, David Johns.
And Joseph Mayer, number 54, gave the first down sign. You'd like to see the enthusiasm on the kids out there.
Well, they're running right behind Mayer right there. And they move the sticks, 5:27 and counting.
Hey, the center needs to get some glory.
Absolutely. Here we go. Out of the shotgun. Long. Back to pass. Plenty of time to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket.
Look at the speed.
And Tip Baker forces him out of bounds. Joe Long able to gain a couple before getting out of bounds. He stops the clock. Importantly, though, 5:09 remaining in the game. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Great man-to-man coverage on that play. I mean, Joe Blum, I'm looking downfield. I mean, everybody is covered. I mean, they were draped.
One thing, when you have a quarterback that can buy as much time as Long can and you're running man-to-man coverage, you can get some breakdowns in the secondary. But the Vikings held up on the back end, 2nd and 8 for the Bobcats. Long surveys the field. He's got a man wide open. That's Austin McKenzie, and he's finally dragged down by Tip Baker just shy of midfield. A busted coverage there. First down, Bobcats.
He was wide open, and like you said, that's his first reception. Who was it, 11?
Austin McKenzie.
Austin McKenzie, yeah. So he was not accounted for.
One thing that we've seen from Joe Long, he will hang in the pocket and survey the field. He finds his wide receiver. Gain of 20. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line, just under the 5-minute mark. Long gives to Caleb Christie, and he is stacked up in the backfield. That's Colin Johnston blowing that play up.
Oh, yeah, he read that handoff and was basically trying to take it out of his pocket. Great stop there by the sophomore.
Colin Johnston, 2 defensive touchdowns on the season. Really one of the plays of the game that turned the momentum on a fumble recovery in the end zone. He plays fast as he looks. He plays as fast as he looks on the field. Here's 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats. Empty set for Long. Back to pass. Fires looking.
Whoa, what a catch.
Great catch there from Bryce Friedenberg. Going down to scoop that one off the floor. 7-yard gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3, just under the 4-minute mark.
The Vikings have to find some way to get some pressure on Long. He is really, except for 1 or 2 plays, has had pretty much all the time in the world. They've got to find a way to get to him.
You know this is 4-down territory for Coach Werner. 3rd and 3 at the 44. Long sets up the screen. That one to Austin McKenzie, and he barrels his way past the first down marker. And a smart play there, playing far off in man coverage. McKenzie does the rest after the catch.
Hey, they found a new weapon. Their 6'1", 155-pound senior. We have not seen him all game, and all of a sudden, the potentially last drive, he's got 2 big catches.
You don't want to see you see in these situations, oftentimes pressure can reveal character, and Long looks comfortable.
Yeah, the senior leadership right now is so important.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Bobcats. Long, play action. Fires deep across the middle to Friedenberg. He's got him inside the 20. Dragged down by the quarterback, Julian Lamond. Saves a touchdown, but here come the Bobcats.
And protection allowed him to let the play develop. I mean, at first, Lamond was on him, and as soon as he was allowed to make that cut to the inside, he just placed it right in his fingertips. Lamond did not have a prayer on the coverage there.
Long has found his rhythm on this drive and looking to take the lead. Their first lead of the game. 1st and 10, John Glenn. Here's the little slip screen to Rory O'Hare. He's looking for the end zone, dives for the pylon.
He hit the pylon.
Touchdown, Bobcats. Rory O'Hare, that's going to go down as his 3rd touchdown reception. 12-yard touchdown, a hat trick on the night. And the extra point can give John Glenn their first lead.
And he willed himself into the end zone there. He was tied up by 2 or 3 Vikings, and that last surge held the football out and hit the pylon. Now we'll see if Ozzie can convert here for the extra point.
And the lead here riding on the foot of William Osdike. Here's the snap. It's down. Kick is up. And that one is good. And the John Glenn Bobcats have taken their first lead of the game with 3:08 remaining in the 4th quarter.
And the Vikings have time. They have 3 timeouts. No need to panic. It would help to get a decent, run back here on the kickoff, so that will be important for the Vikings. But like I said, they've got some time and they've got their timeouts.
We saw last year the Bobcats topped the Vikings by 1 point, 27-26. And if you're a member of this Vikings team, you hope that that's not going to be the same fate here in this one. They do have plenty of time, though. It's just that a lot of their offense tonight has been geared towards running the football, which, with only 3 minutes remaining, that really limits that option because you don't want to bleed the clock.
All right. We got an exciting game here, and if you want to purchase a DVD copy, you can go to cctv-cadillac.org or mynews26.com. You can get single games, box sets of your favorite team, and the cost of the DVDs, the money that we make on that goes towards equipment and for supervision of our students. So please help us out there. Great birthday, Christmas gifts, graduation gifts.
As Osdike kicks off, and that one handled at the 30-yard line. Metzger.
All right, he's out to the 40.
It's good field position for the Vikings. They only need a field goal to take the lead here. 3:03 remaining. And you got to see now, likely Julian Lamond may have to pull the trigger through the air for the first time in this game. But they do have good field position at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and you kind of wonder, you got Ozzie with the big foot. And, I'm thinking, put it down to the 5-yard line. But a short kick, even if he falls on a rate where he gets it, it's 30-yard line. But he made 10 yards out of it. So give Metzger some credit. There's that Jacob Metzger, yeah.
That's correct. Metzger, actually, they remarked the ball. It's at the 39-yard line. Only down by 1 point. Julian Lamond under center. Vikings looking to retake the lead. Give goes to Noah Cochran. That's Friedenberg. Great job by Bryce in pursuit. And the clock is going to continue to run. 2:53 and counting. A 3-yard gain brings up 2nd and 7.
Is that Bryce down on the ground? Yeah, it was. Joe Blong helped him on to finish that tackle, but great job by Friedenberg just to hang on.
The player down for the Bobcats, that actually does the Vikings a favor. That stops the clock with 2:49 remaining. Now they're going to wind it.
Yeah, but that was a helpful play there.
Saved about 10 seconds. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. Lamond gives to Baker. And look at the
number 50.
Senior Nathan Jacobs and Austin Denhauer, 2 seniors. It takes a lot to stop Tip Baker in his tracks. Great job by the Bobcats defense. And here's a timeout from Cadillac.
All right. We will let you know that all of our sports are produced with the cooperation between the Wexford-Missaukee Career Tech Center, CCTV, and My News 26. Just a great team that we have there working together. The students run cameras, they do graphics, instant replay, of course supervised by a professional director. Tonight it's Hannah Crouch, and like I said, welcome Hannah on her first directing of a football game. Glad to have her along. She's doing a great job. All games football games will air at 11 o'clock at night, and then Saturday at 4 p.m. So yeah, it's a great thing they've got going here. The kids can get a first-hand taste of some TV production and see if they like it, see if they want to go on to college. Like Hannah said, Ferris. We've got Central Michigan, some good colleges right down the road here.
Absolutely, and also if you check out the broadcasts and would like to make a purchase, you can do so over at cctv.org and also minews26.com. But hey, we pick up back action, 3rd and 7 with 2:26 left. Vikings trail by 1. Lamond gives Tip Baker right up the middle, trying to barrel his way down towards the first down marker. He's going to be close. There's no official sign yet. They're going to go ahead and stop the clock.
Boy, they marked it as a first down.
Or maybe they are going to move. That looks like first down from here.
I know I've got old eyes, but yeah, that's okay. We got a first down. And that was all Tip Baker, kind of like the run that he had down near the goal line where he, spun and took 10 guys with him.
And that's a big first down conversion here for the Vikings. 2:11 and counting. Give goes Baker yet again. Tip Baker running with bad intentions into John Glenn territory. Gain of 7, but the clock continues to run. 1:55 and counting.
Cadillac with 2 timeouts and just under 2 minutes to go here. They have 42 yards to pay dirt.
Here's 2nd and 3. And Lamond back to pass on a play action. He's going to tuck it down. He's going to look to run. Lamond looking for the sideline. He's got the first down and finally shoved out. But there is a flag back at the 42-yard line as where it looks like Colin Johnston may have laid out a Bobcats defender. We'll have to see what the penalty is.
It might be a cut block just by the looks of things. We'll have to wait and see. But that hurts because the Vikings cannot afford too many, negative plays right now.
And yes, it is a personal foul. It looks like a crackback block of some sort. That's a 15-yard backbreaker right there for the Vikings. And they still have the ball and plenty of time left, 2 timeouts. But that one hurts. They're going to have to get that penalty yardage back in a hurry.
And that was one of the few plays where the Vikings went into a pass mode. I mean, it was a fake handoff, and then Julian Lamond. Nobody was open.
Yeah, Lamond didn't like what he saw. Here is 2nd and 16. Lamond back to pass on consecutive plays. He down the sideline and broken up by number 9. That's William Osdike separating Colin Johnston from the football. A lot of fans not happy on the Cadillac side, wanting a little bit of pass interference.
Well, either that or maybe unsportsmanlike afterward. It was a taunting play. I think that's what Colin Johnston was saying, the taunt. You can't do that.
As Lamond let that one rip.
Good job by Colin Johnston to break that play up. It was a potential interception by Ozzie.
Yeah, Ozzie was waiting for the ball back at around the 40-yard line. And the incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 17. Vikings running out of time in this one. Lamond gives to Baker. Baker slips a tackle, puts his shoulder down, and he's going to make it a 4th and manageable, 4th and 9 at the 49-yard line. I imagine Coach Mallory's going to take a timeout here.
Yep, talk it over.
It's going to be a last chance for the Vikings in this one, and they need this one to be able to stay alive. And speaking of staying alive for the rest of the season, you can catch more Cadillac High School football games here at Veterans Memorial Stadium here on 26 Sports and CCTV. Again, on the horizon for these two teams. Both of them have league matchups next week. The home opener for the John Glenn Bobcats against the Mount Pleasant Oilers, and the Cadillac Vikings get started in the Big North Football League as they take on the Petoskey Northmen.
And Mount Pleasant Oilers put a whooping on the Petoskey Northmen. That'll be the next opponent for John Glenn. So it doesn't get any easier. Cadillac with a tough battle here, and then the always dangerous Oilers. And then the Vikings with their arch nemesis, Petoskey Northman. So some good football coming up here. And then you and Dan will have that game next Friday. Gussert will get his first game of the season. Take it easy on him, okay?
I'll take it easy on him, I promise. One thing the Bobcats aren't going to do is take it easy on the quarterback here. It is Lamond on 4th and 9. They got to have it. Lamond incomplete to Colin Johnston.
He was short of the sticks, too.
And that may do it here. There's a little bit of time. One timeout remaining for the Vikings. 1:11, but that's a turnover on downs. The Bobcats defense stands.
Yep, theoretically they could get the ball back with we'll have to see. My math isn't that good. I'm not even going to try it right now. Vikings just need quick stop and get that timeout called.
Well, likely we're going to see a heavy dose of Caleb Christie, the tailback, the sophomore who's had himself a nice game in this one for the John Glenn Bobcats.
Yeah.
Doing the math here, they are going to be able to stop the clock right around 1:05. Then you bleed, and they may be able to run this one out depending on how long their respective plays take.
Yeah. Looking at the Bobcats, though, I mean, they've had several players. Friedenberg has had a really good game. McKenzie came in for 2 big clutch passes. Of course, Joe Blong has been outstanding. O'Hare, I mean, just really been a good team effort here by this spread offense.
And it does look as if they are going to snap and probably hold the football and just try to kill as much clock as they can. It's going to be a delay of game on the Bobcats. Now, I want to ask you this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make you at all nervous when you're trying to run the clock out and you're doing it out of the shotgun?
I was just thinking that. I'm surprised.
1st and 15, and there is Joe Blong. He handles the snap and takes in a knee immediately. There is a timeout from Coach Mallory and the Cadillac Vikings.
Yeah, since he's taking it out of the shotgun and going down to a knee right away, that isn't as bad. You know what I mean? Because then there's not going to be any pressure or chance for a bad snap, pretty much.
You just fall on it.
Just fall on it. I mean, so that's a little different. But Vikings, 1:06 to go here. No timeout. So now they could. What do they have on? Is it 30?
I believe it's 30 to 35 seconds, somewhere in there. I mean, if they take the snap, run around a little bit, bleed some clock, they
should be able to
kill the rest of the game. But I got to tell you, these two teams entered this contest 1-0. Considering that both of these squads won one game last year. I mean, Tip Baker, an absolutely gladiator-type effort tonight in this one with an injured shoulder, unable to go under center and play the quarterback position. But we saw him get carries late in this game. I mean, you just got to tip your hat to the toughness of that young man. But I also got to tip my hat to Joe Blong, who had a fantastic second half and a comeback effort here for the Bobcats. And Rory O'Hare with a hat trick offensively as Long takes the snap and takes another knee, and that'll burn some more clock here. We're just at the 1-minute mark here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Boy, what a game. I mean, it billed it as and look at the last couple seasons, 27-26, 15-14. We're sitting at 20-19 here. These two teams really battle it out.
Long trying to bleed as much clock as humanly possible before taking the snap and trying to put this one away for John Glenn. As in all likelihood, the Bobcats will improve to 2-0, while the Cadillac Vikings will drop to 1-1 on the season. Waiting for the snap.
They can just take a delay of game, really.
And Long takes a knee, and that'll do it here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. In comeback fashion, the John Glenn Bobcats improve to 2-0 on the season with a 1-point victory over the Cadillac Vikings in back-to-back years. A heartbreaker for the Vikings here at home, leading all the way up until the 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Rory O'Hare, we talk about the touchdown. Remember, he was pretty much tackled on the 3, and he just made that will to get into the end zone, hit the pylon with the ball, and he just had a whale of a game. I mean, hats off to this whole John Glenn team. Fun offense with the spread offense. I mean, you're seeing a good mix of pass and run, and they executed well.
And really, it was Joe Blong, the senior quarterback, who made the difference. Rory O'Hara, these two Bobcats had injuries last season. They've been healthy through the first 2 games, and they are an unblemished 2-0 through the first 2 weeks of the Michigan high school football season, as we'll have some post-game action here on this Game of the Week here on 26 Sports and CCTV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.